I live in a dangerous place. It's not good. Out here on the blanket near this dog right here, right there, are 2 feet, two small feet of what appears to be a dog. Looks like little tiny puppy feet to me. And so one of my dogs, probably that one, could have been any of them, has murdered something. It's possible it's not a dog. There's some flesh there. It's 2 feet. I'm just going to leave that there and ignore it. My dogs are a wild pack. I mean, they're really nice, and they don't bite people, which is good. That's really great. How am I going to do this? I'll go this way. The only solution for it is fencing. And I need to get a lot of fencing. And fence off parts of the property to be used for different kinds of things and to get more control over the dogs. Also, the dogs would be a little less wild if there was more people here because they love people and they like to spend time with people. And that would limit the amount of hours in the day where I'm on my computer writing or doing something, and they're just out looking for trouble. They're very good at looking for trouble. And it's not as bad as it has been in the past. I used to have, I had a golden retriever, and she had 3 puppies, and then I was in the big city, and I was having a house sitter here, and she called me up and said, well, your golden has had 5 more puppies. Well, that gave me a total of 8 puppies born in about a year's span, so they were all the same age. And they were just a little terrorist pack. And they killed 3 cows, which I had to pay for. And the thing is, it's a wild forest. I've come out at 3 in the morning before, and they're screaming outside like I've never heard in my life. And I come out, and they're surrounding a skunk, and they're going to kill it. And it's pissed off. And I didn't even know skunks made noise. I never heard a skunk make a noise. Not that I see a lot of skunks, but this one was just screaming its ass off. And so I just went back in my house and went back to bed. Not ideal. But I want to have most of the forest be preserved for wildlife. And that means I have to build walls to wall in both people and animals. The dogs are the bigger problem because they actually scare off a lot of wildlife. Their scent is everywhere. Because I've seen deer tracks here. I've seen lots of animal stuff. Coyotes used to come up to the house and look at me when I first moved here. That was pretty cool, actually. All I had was one old dog, so they ignored that dog. But there's so many different types of wildlife out there. There's foxes and armadillos, and there's somebody just saw a cougar nearby, and that's kind of cool. I need to get like those night cameras, the trail cameras, I believe they're called, that have infrared and they're motion sensitive. And so if I put it next to like a water hole, then I'll get to study what kind of animals are here. But regardless of all that, the solution for the problems that the dogs are causing, there's 5 dogs, and then there's another one that hangs around, and there's another one that visits. So that puts me at 7 dogs on occasion, only 5 of whom I have control over. The thing is, fencing is kind of expensive, and my options are chain link, which works. It's not the prettiest, or stone or adobe. Like concrete blocks would work, brick would work, and there's different reasons for different kinds of walls. Dogs are one, people are another. And I could have one kind of wall around the perimeter and then interior walls. A donkey or a horse, they can probably just, a barbed wire fence will take care of them. They won't bother anything then. But that's, tens of thousands of dollars just to even get started thinking about that kind of thing. And I do have 2 fenced-in areas that are inconveniently located, and both of them are not big enough, tall enough, strong enough to actually keep stuff in or out. Because also, if I want to raise chickens and rabbits again, then I need walls for that. So just on the boring topic of walls, I have potentially costs of, $50,000 to get what I really want, or most of what I want. And that's a lot. So, because that's gross, finding little puppy feet dead on the porch. And it's just another day here. One more dead thing. Got to get control over it. With still the same attitude of enhancing the forest. The word controlling the forest sounds bad, but not the way I do it. It actually has increased biodiversity pretty radically, and I've kept it from getting cut down for being monoculture, for 20 years. So that's been success that I'm still here. Success that I haven't given up and done the theoretically smart thing of just fucking giving up. But I'm kind of stubborn. I'm extremely stubborn. And I have a vision for a whole different world than we live in now. And I believe that that world will exist. Not the way I want it to, but the world as it is now is not going to exist later. It's going to collapse. Civilization, as you know, will collapse. I don't know exactly how or in what time frame. Anybody who does think they know that is probably wrong, because there's a lot of ways it could play out. And my hope is for slow. And we're seeing some possible benefits to, there's some possible likelihood that could occur. We're seeing a lot of people waking up. We're seeing people scared that they can see, if they can psychologically accept this danger that we're facing, they can see what we're headed towards. And so a lot of people are willing to make a change now that weren't before. So we shall see.